with you guys? You know who it is. It's your boy, Juan Miguel. And I'm back again today. We're going to be talking about the iRig Keys 2. This is the micro version. I talked about the Pro in a previous video. The card should pop up right about now. Go check that out if you want to check it out. But we're going to see what the difference is between this one, the non-Pro, and the Pro, and we're going to figure out if it's any difference besides just the keys themselves, and we're going to see what that is. Price-wise, it's a little bit different. The Pro is $149 versus this being $129, so we're going to see if it's worth your hard-earned dollars. Now, this thing comes with sample tank, just like it comes with pretty much seemingly the same stuff that the Pro comes with. The sample tank, the iElectric and iGrand, you get those for iOS. You get the same cable, the micro to USB to Lightning, and the the micro mini cable and stuff like that. It seems to have the same in and out that the Pro has, just without the Pro moniker. So let's get this thing out the box and see what it's worth.
A few minutes later.
All right, so got it out the box now. Pretty much comes with the same thing that the iRig Keys 2 Pro comes with. You got your box here with your, I'm sure the cables are in here. Yeah, you got the sync cable, iOS sync cable. You got the regular cable, and you got a MIDI, TRS MIDI cable, which we talk about that in the last video, and I'll talk about it a little bit in this one as well. Warranty information, manual, all of that good stuff like that, how to hook it all up, all right there. So that all comes in the box. And then you have the keyboard itself. Now, this is much smaller profile than the Keys 2 Pro. That's what I'm going to call it. It's much smaller profile, but definitely still has like all of the same inputs, the TRS MIDI, the headphone jack, the power, and then your sustain, your USB and your sustain pedal. So they're all right there, ready to go. Same button arrays, 4 knobs, stop knobs, and 1 endless encoder. Your scenes, your set, your program, all of that is right there. Pitch bend and mod wheel. I like the fact that it actually has a physical pitch bend and mod wheel. They easily could have went with the whole slider thing that everybody is going with now, but they decided to keep an actual mod wheel and pitch bend on here. It feels good. Me having big hands, you can see how big my hands are on this keyboard. The mod wheel will probably do really good, but the pitch bend, I'm not really too keen on that. But I'm not a big, it just depends on what I'm working on, whether or not how I'm using the pitch bend. So I could have seen that be a little bit bigger. That's just me. That's just me. Don't cut it out. Now let's look at the keys. Play around on them. Feels really good. Feels like a micro keyboard. It's really small. Stiff feel, but it's decent. Yeah, it's decent. I'm just playing around on it, just my first impression of it. These are really baby small keys. They're small. So they're baby keys. But you can still play some things with it. So they actually surprisingly feel really decent. I'm gonna have to compare it to my M32, which is like my favorite micro controller in terms of how it plays and how it feels. These are they're thin, they're small, but they're also thin keys as well. Whereas on my M32, I'm pretty sure I can precursor that these are wider keys, so they feel better playing. But this is good, and 37 keys is enough to really kind of get some stuff and play some stuff with. So that's pretty cool. One thing, I'm going to hook it up to my MacBook in a second, and we're going to see that I'm curious about, because with the iRig Keys Pro on the iPad, it showed up as, when I plugged it up, it showed up on my iPad as an interface, and I could use the headphone jack as a output for my sounds. So everything goes through the keyboard, out of the, it's a MIDI controller and kind of like an audio interface. So I'm curious to see if it does the same thing with the micro or what have you. So let's get it plugged up and let's find out.
A few minutes later.
All right, so I've got it plugged up here, And one of the really cool things about it is that it actually shows up as an audio interface. So if I'm here inside of Studio One, iRig Keys 2 shows up as an output device. So this is really, really cool in that the fact that you're actually getting a kind of a 2-for-1 deal. You're getting both, and I say this lightly, an audio interface, and I say that mainly for the output version of it, but it shows up as an interface that you can output to. May not have any inputs, so you can't record into it. I think they make a iRig Keys IO or something to that nature that allows you to do that. It actually has inputs on it, but it's cool the fact that you can actually use the outputs on that. So you could easily get a 1/8 inch to 2/4 inch splitter cable, you know what I mean, and plug it up into your mixer or whatever the case may be, and you got output for your sounds. So I think that's a really, really dope type situation that you can, that it has that functionality built in, that it can be used as both a MIDI controller and an output interface. Just the fact that you can see, you can't record with it, audio, but you can output audio, and that's valuable in any given situation, you know what I mean? Especially, and I know it's really made for the iPhone and the iPad, because these iPhones and these iPads that just came out, they don't have headphone jacks. So that kind of puts most people in a place of compromise where you don't really have anything you can output to, so you have to use an interface. But this negates the need for an interface and a MIDI controller. You know what I mean? At present, when I would go out and I would use my iPad, like my new iPad Pro or my iPhone to kind of gig with, I got to use a USB hub and plug that up, plug the MIDI controller in, plug my audio interface in, then plug the hub to my device, and then get the output out. So this solves that problem. For 129 bucks, it solves that problem. It gives you output, and it gives you MIDI control. I think that is an absolute game changer and winner when it comes to those that are appealing to the iOS market. That makes this board worth its weight in gold, so to speak, with that. Now, this is pretty much the same configuration as the Pro. So the only thing you're really paying for in the difference between this one and the Pro is the price. You're talking about a $20 difference in price, but you're getting different keys. So I'm going to do a video where I just compare the differences straight ahead, which will be a really short video, but I'll do that one anyway, just for those who want to see both of them on camera, to get a detailed comparison. That way I'll do that. But I think this is a really, 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 really good buy for those who especially if you're an iOS musician. Now, if you're a Mac PC guy, you got your own computer, it's not going to be, the interface part, the output part might not mean diddly squat to you. But if you're an iOS musician, if you're the guy that's just playing with your iPad and your iPhone, this is going to be like an ideal situation for like live use, or even in the studio, just being able to have a device that you can output from. And I think that changes the game completely up. Very impressed by this. The fact of that keys kind of leave a little bit to the mind, but it's a micro keyboard, but it feels good. If you got smaller hands than I do, look at how big these hands are. You've got smaller hands than I am. This is going to be comfortable. I have big basketball hands, so that tells you all you need to know about what I need in terms of size. That's why I prefer full-size keyboards. So that's it. I appreciate you guys hanging out. You know how we do with these videos. There's an affiliate link down below, right under the like button. You can hit the like button on your way down to getting that. But it helps out the channel when you use the affiliate link. It also helps out the channel even if you don't use affiliate links. It helps out the channel when you hit the like button, when you share this video with people that care about it, you subscribe, and you do all of those other things on the video. So I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm out. Holla at your boy.